Welcome to BZT Rewind. Today I will be explaining a 2022 movie called Sisu. Once upon a time, during the midst of a big war called World War II, there was a special word that couldn't be directly translated. It was called Sisu, and it described a kind of unstoppable determination that only shows up when you really, really need it. It's like when you dig deep and find the strength to keep going no matter what. It's the year 1944. And Finland is caught up in this huge war. They've made a deal with the Soviet Union to kick out the German soldiers from their country. But those Nazis, they're up to no good. They're destroying towns, roads, and bridges, and they're even capturing people. In a far-off place called Lapland, there's a man named Atami Korpi who's out searching for gold. He's got his trusty little dog by his side, and together they're exploring the land for that precious metal. One day, Atami strikes it lucky and finds a small gold nugget. He's so excited that he decides to camp out there for a few nights, even though enemy planes are buzzing overhead. As Atami gathers gold, an unexpected event occurs. Nazis, led by Bruno Heldorf, march through the area, causing trouble and taking women as prisoners. Atami and his dog are riding on their horse when the Nazis halt them, demanding a search of his belongings. Atami senses trouble. Quick thinking, Atami tells his dog to run away and hide. The Nazis open fire, but Atami fights back. He stabs the lead Nazi in the head with a knife and takes out the others one by one, using his knife and even employing one as a shield. It's a fierce battle, but Atami emerges victorious. With his gold in hand, Atami heads towards the nearest bank. However, Heldorf and his goons aren't finished. They discover their fallen comrades and a forgotten gold rock. They track Atami, shooting at him along the way. Atami's horse gallops fast until it tragically triggers a mine, shattering it. Devastated but determined, Atami presses on. Cornered by Heldorf and the Nazis, Atami spots a nearby mine. He throws a rock at it, causing a massive explosion that provides cover for him to hide. The Nazis unleash a barrage of gunfire, believing they have him trapped. Heldorf sends a young Nazi to check if Atami still breathes. However, Atami outsmarts them. He hurls another mine, obliterating the young Nazi. Undeterred, Heldorf tries again, dispatching 2 more men to pursue Atami. Alas, these unfortunate souls meet the same explosive fate, stumbling into the mines. Despite the continuous gunfire, Atami secures a shield for protection, remaining composed amidst the chaos. Then an unexpected twist occurs. Aino, one of the female prisoners, volunteers to aid Atami. Alongside another courageous woman, they step forward, joining forces with Atami to face the Nazis. Though the odds are against them, their determination fuels the fight for freedom. Heldorf wanted that gold so he could retire in style when the Nazi party lost power. Atami, knowing the Nazis were on his trail, had to think fast. He ran and found a hiding spot under one of their vehicles. Clever guy, he cut the gas line to throw off their attack dogs. The Nazis sniffed something fishy, but Atami managed to escape their clutches. He struck a match, setting himself on fire, and dove into a nearby lake to put out the flames. The Nazis didn't give up, though. They kept shooting at him, waiting for him to come up for air. Heldorf sent his men on a boat to dive after Atami. Quick as lightning, Atami slit the throats of 2 and took their air supply. The third tried to run, but Heldorf had him shot for being a coward. Atami seized the opportunity, hopped on the boat, and made his daring escape. Unfortunately, Heldorf captured his dog. As Atami ventured further, he stumbled upon a town ruined by the Nazis' evil deeds. At an old gas station, Heldorf had sent his dog with a dangerous surprise. Atami removed the explosive but was thrown off balance when it exploded. Heldorf, accompanied by Wolf and Schutze, appeared. They tied up Atami, planning to hang him and steal his gold. Resourceful as ever, Atami hooked his wounds onto a nearby pole, saving himself from the noose. The next morning, 2 German pilots landed to refuel. They saw Atami and tried to pick a fight. Atami fought back, stabbing one and knocking out the other. When the guy woke up, Atami forced him to fly closer to the Nazi platoon before hanging him up for the Nazis to find. Atami caught up to the convoy heading to Norway, their getaway with the stolen gold. He grabbed guns and handed them to Aino and the captive women. Atami confronted a Nazi, meeting a squishy end under a tank. The women armed themselves and unleashed a hailstorm of bullets on the Nazis. Atami took control of a tank, pulling out Wolf and leaving him for the women to handle. Heldorf and Schutze, the bad guys, have a plan to escape. They meet up with a pilot who will fly them out of there. But surprise! Atami, our hero, catches up to them and starts shooting at them with a tank. He hits the pilot, causing some serious trouble. Atami then gets a clever idea. He uses his trusty pickaxe to hook himself onto the plane as it takes off. He breaks in, ready to face Heldorf. Heldorf is one tough customer. He starts beating up Atami like there's no tomorrow. He even uses a line to cut into Atami's face. Ouch! But Atami, being a sly one, bides his time. He waits for just the right moment to grab that line and hook it onto a bomb. He drops the bomb, and guess who goes down with it? Yep, Heldorf. He goes boom in a big, explosive way. Atami, though bruised and battered, manages to get to the cockpit where the pilot has unfortunately kicked the bucket. The plane is going down, and Atami braces himself for impact as it crashes. Meanwhile, Aino and the other women who were held captive have their own plans. They deliver Wolf, one of the bad guys, to the Finnish army. Go, girls. As for Atami, he's not down for long. He pulls himself out of a swamp. Yuck! Atami rides all the way to Helsinki, the big city. He arrives at a bank, and let me tell you, he looks quite a sight. Covered in dirt, carrying his trusty pickaxe, everyone's staring at him like he's from another planet. He walks up to a teller and dumps all the recovered gold on the counter. Then something amazing happens. Atami, who hasn't said a word throughout the whole movie, finally speaks up. He asks for large bills because, hey, carrying a bunch of small ones would be a real pain. And so, Atami's adventure comes to an end, with a mountain of gold and a newfound voice. It just goes to show that even the toughest battles can be won with a little grit and determination. The movie comes to an end. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. See you in the next video.